All right, it's finally here. Back for more than 17 weeks. And we still have a bet to pay off.
Yeah, the stakes going to be the same this time around because, I mean, it's not that bad. It's not that bad of a punishment, I got to tell you, at least at this point. It's not that bad of a punishment.
It's not
because
done yet.
Nothing has come my way. I have not seen a tube come to my mouth.
It is the RedZone Challenge brought to you by Firestone Walker Brew. We're giving away 2 all-inclusive passes to the Firestone Invitational. Tickets that even from what I understand, Ollie has a hard time getting. Ollie.
Yep.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good
morning,
hey,
fellas.
it's great to hear your voice again, Ollie.
Thanks, guys.
It's great
good to hear you guys' voices, too.
Yeah, it's great to talk to another winner, not another loser like I have sitting across from me.
I'm still bitter at the Philadelphia Eagles for scoring so many points on your New England Patriots.
It was like a college game.
I had it picked. Did you guys see the other day? This is, by the way, you want to know the future of the NFL? You look to high school ranks, okay? There was a game in Iowa. It set the all-time Iowa and maybe the all-time high school record for highest scoring game. The game score at the final was 99-81.
Oh, wow.
It's like an NBA game.
They ran. The team that won ran. Okay, this is not even throwing yards. Ran for 745 yards in the game. The quarterback had like 200. The running back had like 345. And then you mix in the other ancillary pieces, sweeps and things like that. They ran for 745 yards.
That's incredible.
It's flag football.
But you're right, Ollie. That's why I don't watch the NBA until the fourth period because there's really no points. It's like you're just going to see people go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then when you really want to pay attention is that last period, especially, I guess, if it's close. So, yes, the 80 ounces in hell. Let's talk about that first. Jeff was the loser in our pick'em last year. I'm winning first. You just beating him in the Super Bowl. And so Jeff has to do up to 80 ounces in hell. What's that mean? That means each of us, you and I each, get up to 40 ounces of beer to pour down a beer bong into this gentleman's mouth. Now, you and I have had a few conversations, text over the phone over the summer, and you last we spoke, you said the guys had built something.
Yes, we got a beer bong all ready to go from F1, our first fermenting tank, and this guy just needs to come pay off his bet. He can't be moving anymore, right? He's got a house now, so
yeah, he's
should
very
be good
close.
to go one
I'm
of
right
these
down the
weekends.
street. I'm right down the street.
I think how we want to do this to be safe is because I have no idea, what this is going to do to his body. So I figured I'll pick him up at his house. I'll bring him over, and then I can put him in the bed of my truck if he's just covered in sticky beer, and drop him off at his wife's house or at his house where his wife can wash him off.
You got that right. It's my wife's house. You nailed that. Hey, you got your first pick right of the year already.
So
let's just set a date and do this.
All right,
let's.
I love it. This tomorrow we're in a golf tournament. We can't do it. What's the following Friday? I think we should do it on a Friday. I just feel like it's a good way to get into a weekend.
Oh, God.
A Friday or a Saturday morning. Saturday morning might actually be good because there'll be less going on in the brewery.
Okay, all right. Well, how about we could do it. Hell, you want to do it this Saturday morning?
I can't do it this Saturday, but I probably can do it the following Saturday.
Good. That means another week for him to think about it. The 15th.
Saturday the 15th.
All right, I'm putting it in right now.
All right.
Jeff dies of drowning in beer.
You know what this means?
I mean, how else would you want to die? You want to die drowning in beer.
This just means that I'm gonna ace all my picks this week and next week, just so you guys know I'm gonna get like a 10-game head start heading into this thing.
Jeff drowning.
The karma. The karma stuff.
I highly doubt that right now. I highly doubt that.
Well, these games are hard to pick because even Vegas, I was looking, when I was going through the games last night, I was trying to find the 5 closest. The biggest spread on the board is the Green Bay Chicago game,
and even that shifted.
And yeah, even that has shifted a bit, and that's at 7.5 now.
Yeah, because when Khalil Mack got signed, I think I think it's went from 8.5 down to 7.5.
Yeah.
With that signing.
So and nobody really knows what Khalil Mack's role is going to be week 1 with the
tackling people.
Yeah, exactly. I guess if your job is out there, like I think it was Adam Rank for the NFL Network. He said in a tweet, he was like, you know what? They should have not publicized the Khalil Mack signing and just surprised Aaron Rodgers on week 1.
All right, let's get to this, shall we? And I guess, there's a couple things we could talk about. We found out yesterday that Earl Thomas is going to be there. He is going to be playing opening day for the Seattle Seahawks. There's a few of these situations in the NFL. Close to my heart, Le'Veon Bell and my fantasy football team in the Master Deflators Fantasy Football League. Ollie, I say he's going to make a deal. He's going to be there opening day. What do you say?
I say he's going to make a deal, but I don't think he's going to play opening day. I think he's going to sit 1 week out, and there's no reason for him to play either because they're going to sign him to whatever that contract is. Essentially, they're going to franchise tag him, and so he's just going to save his body for a week. I don't think he signs. It might happen today. If you don't see it today, I doubt it happens till Saturday.
This is the weirdest dynamic in sports because here you have a guy, probably the most talented running back of a generation, especially in today's game with what he can do in the passing game. And you have a guy who probably doesn't want to play that hard this year because he wants to have value next year. But then he has to prove his value for next year on the football field. And then you have the Pittsburgh Steelers who are going to get the most out of him, what they can get out of him. And it's this push and pull that, has seen its way into the contract talks, into the reporting to camp, all this stuff. It is a chess game between these two sides.
It's sad, too, because, he knows they just want to run him into the ground because they're not going to sign him to money next year. So he has no incentive other than try to get a big contract with another team to really play that hard.
Yeah.
So if I were him, I would sit out a week, too, knowing that I'm going to save my body for the rest of the season.
Glad this was my first pick in the draft.
I would even sit out more weeks.
I'm so sorry.
I know. I'm sorry, too. I feel bad.
Maybe I should have. I don't even know if I would have done homework. You still would have thought this would have been resolved by now.
He would have showed up. I remember when you took him at number 4 overall. I was like, wow, I can't believe he fell to 4. Good get. And then hindsight's always 20/20.
To make you feel better, he does play himself into shape. He did it last year, so I definitely think he's going to have value in fantasy this year. But for the number 1 pick, I don't know if I would have grabbed him there after hearing all of what's going on.
He's got to play in order to prove his value to whoever his next suitor's going to be.
He was the 4th pick overall, but in the first round.
Yeah, that's great. That's good value right there. I would have taken him with a 4th.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would have too.
All right, let's talk about this week's game. We're going to start off with
tonight's game.
Philly, a 2-point favorite at home versus Atlanta. Should we let Jeff go first since he lost? Let's
absolutely.
Should we let the loser go first? Okay.
I think the loser would get to go second, the loser would get to go last. The loser would get to go last. Nice try, though. Nice sleight of hand there. I appreciate that.
What does that mean? I go first because I won?
Yeah, Jeremy, you would have to go first.
Well, this is interesting. This is their quarterback situation in Philadelphia, and I don't know. They're at home. They're a 2-point favorite. I'm going to go with the home team. Ollie,
why? Why are you going with the home team? Just because they're the home team?
Just because I think it's so close. I think this is a super close matchup, and I think that they're going to win. I think they're going to win because they're at home.
This was the hardest game for me to pick. Preseason, it seemed like Philly's been getting all beat up right now. Jeffrey's out. Ajayi's playing, but his foot has been injured. They lost a couple people on defense. Foles got tackled earlier in the preseason by the Patriots on his shoulder and didn't look good for the rest of the year. So this is a rough one. Atlanta's going to be out for vengeance after that playoff series and them losing in the final 2 minutes of the game. Boy, oh boy, I'm going back and forth. I am also going to take the home team. And just because they're the home team and the Super Bowl favorites, it's hard in Philly to win a game like this. So
right.
I'm going to I'm gonna take the home team.
The preseason is over. The fake season is over. It is time for the real thing. And who knows going into it? But yeah, there's a lot of issues with Philadelphia. But I think Jeff feels like they're going to be able to pull it out too.
I don't. In fact, I thought this was the easiest game of the week to pick.
Really?
I thought that the Falcons coming in with a healthy squad against you illustrated it with the litany of injuries that you just went through. I mean, it doesn't even Ajayi's foot hurts, and then Corey Clement, his backup, also had ailments throughout preseason. I mean,
this guy's a fantasy football
It
nerd.
is a mash unit right now.
Nerd.
That's not to say that they're not going to be good this year. That's not to say that they aren't going to pull it together and probably win their division, but I don't think they're quite ready yet. Nick Foles has looked terrible since getting injured in preseason. Like to the point where Doug Peterson is like getting mad at him. And it's like, hey, dude, pull it together. Where's my Super Bowl winning quarterback, y'all?
As weird as this sounds, though, doesn't it seem like this kind of is a must-win game, even though it's the first game of the season? It really feels like if they don't win this could be a snake-bit team for the rest of the year.
Or it could be a huge slap in the face and a wake-up call, and that's what I think it's going to end up being. I think Atlanta wins this game by more than 5.
Really?
But I only have to pick a winner.
Hey, there's a reason he's drinking 80 ounces of Firestone Walker beer. Game number 2, Tennessee, a 1.5-point favorite on the road in Miami. I hate Miami. I've never been a fan. I don't think...
I hate this game all around.
This sucks.
This is already the toilet bowl of the year for me.
But I don't know how Miami's... Every year, is Miami going to be...
I know how you like to favor those home teams, Jeremy. Come on.
Yeah, no, not this time. I'm going to go with Tennessee.
And this isn't me just talking here. I think Tennessee's got a lot of sleeper value this year. I really like Tennessee in this game. You guys could be right. It could be a toilet bowl game, but I also think they're gonna Derrick Henry the crap out of this team. I think they're gonna run it down their throats. I think Miami could be the worst team in the NFL by the end of the season. So,
well, you remember they play with another team in their division that's pretty bad too. And
true.
We won't be talking about them this week, but the Buffalo Bills look like it's a tough.
That's another contender for sure.
Tough sled. Hell, it's early on, right? I'll go with the home team on this one. I think Kenyon Drake's looked amazing. In fact, he's shocked his critics in the preseason.
Yeah, you're trying to start your season off with just already being in the
Tannehill's
hole.
back.
I think get you a ladder so you can crawl out of there.
I think Adam Gase is playing for a job, and I think he'll start off on a good fit, and I'll take the home team.
So let's go through this so far. First, it's Jeremy and Ollie, Philly, Tennessee, Jeff, Atlanta, Miami. All right.
I like it.
Let's go to the third game. I kind of like it, too. I don't know. Carolina, I guess they're a 2.5-point favorite. They're at home, though, hosting Dallas. I want to go with Dallas on this. I just feel like Carolina's a bit overrated. Cam, I don't know. I'm going to go Dallas.
They've looked good.
I don't know. But see, the thing
They've looked good in the preseason, and Dallas has not looked good in the preseason.
I haven't spent enough time watching preseason games, but it's preseason. I like Dallas in this one.
I like Carolina. I think they got a chip on their shoulder this year. I think nobody believes in Cam Newton. I think Cam's going to come out firing. Dallas's offensive line is not what it used to be. I don't know who they're throwing it to. It's going to have to be a lot of Zeke running the ball. Give me Carolina in this game. So,
do you need the ladder? Do you need me to extend that ladder so you can get out of that hole?
I think I'm going to go with the Panthers on this as well. I just don't. I think Dallas is in the same boat as their conference mates in the Philadelphia Eagles, and there's going to be some figuring out that needs to be done before they're good. I think they have the ability to be a good team, but it's not going to be early on.
I don't know how the Chargers are a 3-point favorite.
I do. They're everybody's darling this year. Everybody. I mean, it's a very popular Super Bowl pick. The Chargers to emerge out of the AFC.
What's happened that I'm not aware of in the offseason?
Improved offense, improved defense. I mean, it's just... Last year, you remember...
They still got Rivers back there, right?
Ollie, you remember last year...
I hate it.
The games that they were 2 missed field goals away from making the playoffs.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they didn't get anybody, to really be that solid kicker either yet on their team. They still have, some holes in that area.
Yeah, but hopefully that all just works itself out with the kickers.
It never does for the Chargers.
Well, Chargers 3-point favorite at home against KC. Where do they play? In the Galaxy Stadium? What's it called? Down there in Los Angeles?
StubHub Arena.
Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah.
I like KC in this one.
I also like KC in this one.
You guys are crazy. They have no defense whatsoever. The Chargers are going to romp. It's going to be a high-scoring game because the Chargers' defense is supposed to be good this year, but they got some key players that are banged up this week. They will get good later on. So this is going to be a high-scoring game, but the firepower of the Chargers is much more than the firepower. And listen, I'm a Mahomes guy, okay? I got Mahomes on my fantasy team. He's my homie.
I can't wait to play this tape back when you were so wrong.
Mahomes is my homie. And Kansas City's going to get throttled by the Chargers this week.
All right, so you got San Diego.
Remember, you're talking about the Chargers here, so...
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Somehow you and I are on the same page, and we're not drinking 80 ounces of beer.
The 2018 Los Angeles Chargers.
All right, we just covered the top 5 games of the week. These are the closest games, according to the experts in Vegas. Arizona at home hosting Washington. This is a pick'em.
Pick'em. That means Jeremy can't lean on the point spread.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna go home team. I'm gonna go Arizona. By the way, I went against the point spread when I picked Dallas to beat Carolina. You schmuck, pay attention.
That's true. I think you guys both went against the point spread on KC too.
All right, going with the home team. Going with Arizona. I don't even know why.
I don't have any faith in either one of these teams yet.
That's why.
From what I've heard, I think Washington is slightly better at defense this year. Different quarterback here. I think Alex Smith is actually a winner. So I'm gonna take Washington. I think Arizona definitely has a chance of being the worst team in their conference, and definitely is going to be one of the worst teams this year. I just don't know what they're doing over there right now.
Yeah, the question is I know Washington's going to be better, but how much better are they going to be? And they have to travel across the country to play this game.
It's interesting. I see these two teams, and I see at all the skill positions, they seem like they're mirror identical teams, except for the one outlier. Because quarterback play is going to be the same. You're going to get the same quarterback play from Sam Bradford that you're going to get from Alex Smith from a throwing standpoint, right? Neither of them.
Yeah.
Alex Smith does run a little bit. But what you have going on here is dink and dunk passers. Nothing's going to get broken wide open in this. It's going to be a lot of tight ends and slot receivers in this game catching balls. Larry Fitzgerald's going to go up and get his. Jamison Crowder's going to go up and get his. Jordan Reed's going to go up and get his. The tight end from Arizona's going to go up and get his. But the one difference, the one area that tilts the scale enough to make it an advantage for the Arizona Cardinals is DJ's back. David Johnson. And David Johnson is a monster. Adrian Peterson is not going to live in the yes, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a future Hall of Famer, but he's an old guy. David Johnson is the next generation when it comes to the running back, and he's a game breaker. And I think Arizona will find what it needs to break it open and defeat the Washington Redskins at home.
In heaven there is no peace.
This year we're giving away 2 tickets to the Firestone Invitational. Ollie, in 3 words. 3 words. Describe the Firestone Invitational. 3 words.
Beer, and more beer?
Yeah, okay. How about hard to get into? That's 4. This thing sells out
pretty good
in
too.
Seconds every year. It's not an easy ticket to get. And what's neat about it is Matt Brendelson, your brewer, you can probably talk more about this. He invites all of his buddies. He invites all the people that he respects in the beer industry to come and pour their beers, and not just from California or the United States, but from all over the world.
So, yes, it's probably one of the best festivals, if not the best festival there is. in this country, if not in the world. He invites, some of it's one of the only festivals you'll actually go to where you'll actually experience beer from all over the world, and you'll have beers that you would never actually get a chance to taste unless you were in that country. So we got people coming from Italy, we got people coming from China, we got brewers from all over the world with some of the best beer out there. It is definitely my favorite event. And then on top of it, the food from around this county, there's a contest that goes on every time, and it's the best of the best. And so I absolutely enjoy this festival. It's the one I try to make sure I go to and bring my friends. But yes, it is almost impossible to get tickets. It sells out within 45 seconds of it going on sale.
Thousands of tickets sell out in 45
People
seconds.
from all over the world come. I mean, it's insane. Jeremy brought up something off the air before we talked to you today, and I think it bears noting. And you're close to the situation, so you probably would know the answer to this question, or maybe you don't know the answer to this question, but it's something to pontificate there as you work there at Firestone Walker. Does David Walker get upset when people just call the beer Firestone?
Oh, God. Let me just ask you a question about your boss that's on the radio, and if you don't answer it right, it could be awkward walking down the hall.
I think he tried doing this last year too. I think as long as people are buying the beer and loving the beer, I don't think David cares what you call it. So.
That's good. That's good. Good people to surround yourself with.
Oh my gosh, he's still the one when you call the brewery. It's his voice that you hear. So
maybe that's the
remember
deal.
That, Jeff.
Maybe that's the deal they struck up. He's like, okay, your name could go first, but I'm going to be on the outgoing message machine.
I'm glad we're doing this again, Ollie.
Yes, good times, fellas, good times.
Ollie from Firestone Walker Brewery, Paso Robles. We're going to be there on the 15th in the morning. Jeff's going to be doing 80 ounces in hell. And I'm thinking of the parabola. I'm thinking about the thickest, darkest.
Come on.
That's just mean.
I know.
That is just mean.
I'm just thinking of something really dark. And so, I don't know, we'll work on that. But we get to choose the Firestone beer that he gets to drink, correct?
That is correct.
I love it. I love it. What are you thinking about, Ollie? Have you even thought about it yet?
We're doing the 24-ounce cans at 805, and I think that's a good beer bong and beer. So
okay, there you go.
That's what I'm leaning towards.
And remember, you can go up to 40 ounces. You can go up to 40 ounces.
Yeah, you could go up to 40 ounces out of one container. That's where the 40 ounces came from. So it's not like you could take two containers.
It's fine.
And dump and get them to combine to 40 ounces.
We can always do a big crowler of something off a tap.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. All right, RedZone Challenge. You want to play? You want to go to the Firestone Invitational? We're also giving away some swag from there and some a gift card to actually go there and buy all the beer you can handle. Go to kzoz.com and get signed up to go. We'll catch up with you next week, sir.
Sounds great, man.